Hey everyone, welcome to the Costume Jewelry Chronicles with Lynn and Carrie. Each episode we will feature a new vintage costume jewelry designer and talk a little bit about jewelry reselling. We hope you enjoy. Welcome everyone to the Jewelry Peeps call. We're talking Christmas jewelry. It's almost July, but we're going to talk Christmas jewelry in June. And I noticed one thing when I was pulling up a lot of this stuff is that it's mostly brooches, mostly
hmm
Christmas brooches. Not a whole lot of necklaces and bracelets and earrings. There is that out there, but majority of what I think we would be looking for is brooches. So I tried to find as much as I could on the other stuff, but just a little. So I'm going to share my screen. And of course, the first one we have to talk about is the Juliana one. Is this the one that you've seen, Carrie?
Yep. Actually, there's
Okay.
two. And so I pulled up both, but I think one lady's wrong.
Okay, good. I thought there was like a couple Christmas pins that they made, and they did not make a whole lot under the Juliana name, of course. If it's D&E, it might be different, but I'm just talking the Juliana pins. So I just wanted to point out there's only a couple Juliana. No matter what you look at on eBay, Etsy, all of them, there's only a couple. You'll see them listed as Juliana over and over and over again. So I thought I would pull this one out and distinguish that. I did use AI to help me determine what are the best sellers on eBay. So it kind of guided me through here. I'm going to read through some of this. So this was the other one. I just wanted to point out Lucinda put out Christmas pins, and it's unbelievable what some of these little cardboard and resin pins sell for. So I never realized there's this round one that sold for 396 bucks. And Carrie's going to go through a lot more of this. I'm just kind of summarizing here. So I just wanted to show you some of the values of some of these 100, 80, 75, 69. I mean, I sorted by highest to lowest. And of course, there's some lower priced ones, but a majority of their Christmas ones sell well. So if you see any even the Halloween ones do well. So keep an eye out for Lucinda holiday pins. All right, so AI helped me break this down into tiers. We've got the budget tier, which is a $5 to $15 range, mid tier, premium tier, and luxury tiers. So you'll know what to look for when you're, out searching, trying to decide if this Christmas pin's worth buying. So the budget tier ones, the lower priced ones are popular with casual buyers, crafters, and gift shoppers. They're going to want them the cheapest they can get them. They'll probably want free shipping. It says they're often sold with free shipping and they're priced to move quickly. So, and it consists of unbranded, vintage, rhinestone tree brooches. You'll see a lot of them. Simple enamel Santas, wreaths, and snowflake pins. Some of the small holiday brooch lots are probably your best bet for this. It's funny when you search these, it's so irritating to me because what's this have to do with Christmas, these three pins? It's not in the title. So what some of these people are doing is putting Christmas, and they're putting every occasion in every one of their listings. And it brings up such a wide variety like these. Are these Christmas pins? No, 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 no. So it's hard to search for something like this. Um, but you're better off like doing a lot of some of the cheaper ones to bring your values up when you're talking them small priced ones. Here's another nice one with some boxed ones. It sold for $20. So you can see they're worth $5 a piece. Then we have, let's see, what is this? This is the Christmas tree. This is the mid tier. And Mid-tier consists of like Liz Claiborne, Avon, and Monet. So you're starting to get into the more branded ones. And there'll be detailed rhinestone reindeers, bells, and wreaths. Um, Here's the reindeers with the rhinestones. Heidi Doss has this nice reindeer that sold for $99. Not a lot of them are worth high money. Like this interesting one has a Hattie Carnegie because it has the name, it's worth higher amount, $60. But they're mostly in they say in the 16 to $35 range. And gift sets are also a little bit better in this range. And then we reach the premium. Oh, here's some bells, $25 range, just average common Christmas bell brooches. And here's the margarita Christmas trees. They're all in the 20s that sold. I'm sure there's more out there, but these are the only three that popped up for me. These are pretty much your average margarita stone ones. And then
Those are always so
we're up.
disappointing because they're
Oh,
so
I'm
pretty.
sorry. They are pretty. I'm surprised they don't sell for more. Um, I'm still in the mid tier. So this is Liz Claiborne. I thought I would bring up hers. I I ended hers. I did hers that ended recently. She doesn't have a whole lot of high end ones. More of when I do ended recently, it comes up more of the Christmas ones because people are word spamming with Christmas. So they're average. They say, like I said, 16 to $35. These are more in the teens. And then Avon, I thought I would bring up Avon as well because they must have this Christmas tree that's out there quite a bit that you might find. It's still a really good seller from like 27 to $60 here. And obviously it's the same tree. And then they have a couple, this 2013 Christmas poinsettia brooch sold for 45 and another poinsettia set for 30. This is a nice ornament one for 25. So Avon had some nicer ones. If you price it lower, they'll sell for lower too. So you kind of have to look at the wide range and then $12 ones. So they can be really cheap. So you kind of have to look. See, this one was on bids and it only got 15. You really have to look at that particular tree or brooch, whatever it is. All right, now we're at the premium tier, which is $36 range to $75 range. And this targets collectors and vintage enthusiasts. And you'll see signed designer brooches like Weiss, Eisenberg Ice, and Swarovski starting to get into a little bit nicer brands. Larger statement tree brooches with multicolored stones. Obviously, the rhinestone Christmas trees do better than the enamel ones. Limited edition or boxed Christmas pieces are from the known makers. Like we said, Weiss, Eisenberg, and Swarovski are in that range. 39.99 to 65 is pretty common range. So the Weiss Christmas trees with the candlesticks, I think Carrie's going to talk more about them. Uh, Then what else do we have? Eisenberg Ice, I brought up a couple of theirs. They do have some really fantastic ones, but there is some cheaper ones too. So you really need to kind of glance through from highest to lowest or lowest to highest and see which ones are the cheaper ones. But here is some beautiful ones, 175. Well, this one ended at 200. So this real pretty, it looks like ice, like clear rhinestone one, 175. This tree ended up selling for 100, 101.95. So there's some $100 range ones. And I think I brought up some Swarovski. Yes. Swarovski's always good, but their Christmas trees do well. 150, 112. They have a snowman that sold for 100. A lot of pretty good prices on these. $50, $50. As I go down, there's still some cheaper ones. Here's a stocking that's 16, sold for 25 here. See if this person maybe would have put it up for buy it now, they might have got more. And that's about it on Swarovski Christmas. So there's some cheaper ones that they might have been able to get a little bit more from. And then we have the luxury tier, which I kind of went through them. It's kind of the same brands, Eisenberg Ice, Swarovski, and Juliana. And in the rare emboxed Eisenberg, Christmas trees, vintage Christmas holiday designs, rare artist made or high-end boutique Christmas brooches. That's all in that luxury tier. You're going to get less frequent sales with these, but a higher profit per item when you buy them right. And the one thing that they suggest is listing early in the season. So September to October is the time frame they suggest. And I feel like AI kind of pulled out when they started selling. So you may want to start like in August, start listing these, if not now. Just get them up and in your store. Yeah, I have a whole bunch of stuff I need to list that's Christmas, and I've been kind of pushing off because I don't want it to fall way down in the algorithm before the season actually hits. So kind of waiting maybe till August. So what sells best across all tiers? This is based off of AI, is the Christmas trees. They're the top seller in every price range. Novelty pins like penguins or boots for a broader holiday appeal. Reindeer and Santa, especially in the $15 to $35 range. If you keep them priced right, they should sell around that season. Rhinestone heavy pieces preferred across all levels. And vintage signed, of course, always boost the interest and the price. And specialty iconic pieces, branded or designer to attract collectors. And I found this Kirk's Folly necklace it's a necklace brooch. You see the back here. Sold for $74. Uh, and I also had showed you that Heidi Doss that sold for 90 to 100. And then we had snowflakes I thought I would bring up just to see if they were a thing. And there's this Anne Klein one that sold for $684. And this Sherman's another brand. We don't talk about Sherman much. If you find it, you might want to pick it up because it's a good brand to keep an eye out for. Some of these snowflakes get crossed over with flowers, so this one's a hard one to search as well. $51 for this lunch at the Ritz. This is a Juliana one, possibly. I got a fly joining me this morning. Let's see. Here's an ornament, it's a Lucinda pin. Sold for 40. That one makes me think she probably could have got more for it. Here's a snowman by Lucinda for 40. And I'm actually in snowflakes, not snowman. $30. So they're not really it looks like you need to look for the brand names. Sorry, I'm scrolling so fast here. I'm trying to get back up to the top. So some of the higher end ones his Anne Klein must be pretty rare. And Sherman. And of course, Trifari and some of the other good name brands. Then we have Brighton. I found some bracelets, charm bracelets in Brighton. Brighton always does well. For me, it does. But there's one called the Holiday Frolic. Do I have that pulled up? Yeah, here's the Holiday Frolic particular charm bracelet that sells pretty well. I don't think I'm on solds.
I was
25
gonna
to
say my
39.
yeah, that sounds right. I've had a few
Yeah,
of them.
it's not high end, but here's another one that sold for 90. trying to see if these are the same. And then there's another one called Santa Bell that you should keep an eye out for. There's a little fat Santa, real short fat Santa. I'm trying to find him. Maybe he's on my next tab. Nope. Then we go to Pandora, and Pandora charm bracelets always do well, but they're Christmas ones. And keep an eye out for them too. $180 for this one. 110 for this one.
How can you tell the Pandora just by looking at it?
They're usually marked
The bead
on
usually comes
the
open,
inside.
and they come open like the bead. It usually has the bead on the clasp and stuff. It like comes open and then it's marked inside the bead because there's tons of them that are lookalikes or whatever.
Yeah,
Tons of
this
them.
one's actually marked on the end one too, but it's usually around the rim. But this one, it must be a Swarovski collab. It's
Yep,
got
I
the
saw
little
that.
swan. Yeah, but that's
The
all I
Pandoras,
have.
if you don't see like on the beads, they might not say Pandora. They might be marked as ALE 925. So
Yeah, that's
it's
another
also
one.
Pandora.
I'm
And this
not
one
convinced
says
this is one,
Cham.
just so you know. I'm not
What?
convinced this is one, but this
Oh,
one right here looks a little, that
But it
might be a
doesn't,
Pandora
it's not a
bead.
Pandora.
I
I
don't
was gonna
know.
say it might just be
Have that
just
one bead on it.
a bead.
Mm-hmm.
And that ham, is ham a Pandora?
I
I
don't
don't
think
think
so.
so.
Or is it Swarovski? I don't know.
I don't know
I guess we
either.
could see. Variety
It's
of
that
charms.
designer right there that you just had your name on. It said it's from the designers
Chamil
Pandora and yeah, yep.
Chamilia. Yeah, anyway. Um, but still Pandora beads would be good, no matter what.
That's a good point though,
And
Mindy,
one
because I never knew that. And somebody sold me a Pandora bracelet and it was super cheap and I thought I got ripped off because they all said ALE in the beads, but then I looked it up. So that's a good point because I didn't know that either.
so while I have my screen pulled up, that's all I have on Christmas. But I was working on lots this week and I keep trying to decide what to do with certain things and should I sell it on Facebook Marketplace? Should I just sell one huge lot of plastic beads? Is anybody going to want plastic beads? That type of thing. Plus, should I incorporate some into my other lots just to get rid of them? And I found this listing that sold for $147, and I was floored. It's all plastic beads. Like, what? Oh, how come I can't sell them? I have huge lots of beads up now, and they're not selling. I mean, she's got less less feedback than I do, so it's not like she
They
has a
must
lot more
be,
followers or something.
they must be blessed beads because they're from adored blessings.
Maybe. I need to bless mine then, I
People will
think.
buy big lots like that to make those curtains. That's how I sold mine last time. I sold mine a whole flat rate box full of cruddy beads for $100 because they were making those curtains, those I don't know what they call them. You know,
What?
like the doorway
Them
curtains.
doorway.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like the strings to walk through,
Mm-hmm.
like in the 60s.
Yep.
Yeah, them are
The
cool. I
teenagers are
would
making
say
those.
glass would be cooler for that, but
Yes.
whatever.
Yes, it would. You might get hurt though.
And this one, I was like, okay, so I had a lot of all the different cheaper, more modern acrylic beaded necklaces like this, kind of showing like this, and I'm thinking, okay, why didn't mine sell? Why did this one sell for $90? I can't sell mine for 25. And these are all flowers. Just, I don't
She's
know if
also got
that's
a
the
ton
thing
of
that makes
feedback,
it
so
sell.
she might have a big following.
Yeah, maybe, but all modern. Thought that was an interesting one. And this Avon one, there's time it sold for 1,200. So there's there's been a couple circumstances where I was able to buy this big of a lot of Avon and I never took it. And then I got to thinking, maybe if I run across this again, I could just sell it as one big lot like this rather than piecing it out individually. Maybe it would be beneficial. I don't know.
Avon is hot right now, and I don't know why.
Isn't it?
So it's not hot individually on eBay so much. I don't feel like, however, like on Whatnot, people are having all Avon shows and they are killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
I've
Avon
heard that.
shows and all Sarah Coventry shows, they are hot. I don't get it either. No idea.
And the Christmas brooches are selling. Like I was looking at when these things were selling, they sell all year. And like I sold 2 lots of Christmas wreaths just like last month. So they're
Mhm.
selling. So now's the
I sell
time
my
pretty
Christmas
much to
all
get
year
'em
round.
up.
Like I don't think it's a bad idea what you're doing either, but I just get them up, get them sold. But I agree with you that I mean that's not wrong. You waiting at all. I just get them up because I don't want to lose them. Yeah, there's the Juliana tree, but somewhere else in my research there was one that said it was a Juliana tree, and I think they're lying. So I'm not really sure. I gotta look it up here. Hang on, I have all my stuff all prepared, and they're in the wrong. The Lucinda brooches, like don't hear that and then go out and start buying tons of Lucinda brooches. But the holiday ones, they do pretty good. Regularly, in lots, I think they do great, but I don't have a whole lot of luck with just the regular ones. But Irwin
I
Pearl,
do. Just sold one for 25 and listed another one for 25. Just
yeah, I
regular
mean, like
ones.
when I'm thinking about it, I'm like, I wouldn't have probably listed it unless it was like 40 or over, but two of them together, I might. So it just depends on
I
what
only
your,
picked bad ones on accident, so yeah, I'd only go for the
yeah,
holiday ones. I couldn't even sell mine for $12, and then I ladded them up. I still couldn't sell them. I think.
Well, it's hard to tell which ones are bad and which
Yeah,
ones
so
are
I'd only get
good.
holiday. Yeah.
They're more like individualized. Like they're all like there's not a lot of repeats of them, I think.
Irwin Pearl is not like usually a super high end. So I was kind of shocked to see the tree. And maybe it's just because it was on the card, but even new, look at the price tag on it was $185.
I would have never guessed that either.
And there's this
Wow.
JJ one. I'm like, what? I don't know.
That a tree
That one I was,
topper? No, that's a brooch.
it's a pin.
Wow.
Like I've been thinking I've gotten pretty lucky lately with some JJs I've been selling for $40 pretty regularly. So I thought those were pretty good. Well, nothing compared to that. Some of exactly what Lynn said. Some of the Eisenberg ice ones are not worth a lot. And then some of them do really well. And they get really the Eisenberg ice ones get really discolored on the back. I've had at least all the ones I've had, like the backs are like really gross, but they still sell. So just a note on that. I do not feel like the Christmas tree brooches are always the prettiest ones, aren't the ones that always bring the most money. I do not feel like I don't feel like that's a thing. Um, Here's another Lucinda holiday one. And there's so Weiss, I always look for the 3 candles and the 7 candles, I think it is. This one, I don't know that I've ever ran across the 3 candle one, but you'll find lots of 6 candle Weiss. Those don't usually bring very much money or as much. But there's the 3 candle one and there's the signature. And there's a 7 candle one too. So 6, so here it's 6. It's 6. It is 6. Mine always get broken off when I find them. I don't know about you guys, but I find them and then like one of the candle tops is broke off. So nice. So it is 6. See, so is this from so over by where Lynn lives, there's somebody that sells a lot of Christmas tree brooches, and she'll be in our thing here in a minute. But she gets amazing amounts of money for all of hers, and we've never been able to figure out why. So you know. Stanley Hagler has pretty cool brooches in general, but not shocking that his Christmas tree one would be 225. I have yet to find one of those in the wild, a haggler, ever. This one was from Galen Friends, and I don't know, but my Galen Friends brooch did not sell. I don't know if it ever did sell. I don't know. It might still be in my store. I'm not really sure. So I don't know. But we used to see when we used to research these together, we'd see these Galen Friends ones a lot, and mine was no good.
That's the lady
I
who
just
sells
picked the
all the
bad one.
Christmas trees.
So here's the Juliana pin and earrings. It wasn't another tree, I guess. Let's see if we agree. I can't remember if I thought so or not. Yeah, I would,
Mhm.
I
Oh
would
no, I
say
put in
it
the
is.
chat earlier, the Pittman book says it's only that one that was shown earlier. But maybe she
But
doesn't,
this,
maybe she doesn't count that one as a Christmas tree.
because I think it is. It looks like it to
Yeah,
me.
maybe she just doesn't count it as a Christmas
Yeah,
tree.
probably just meant for the brooch. But there's a whole lot of people that say a lot of things about Juliana that just aren't true. So here's a mosaic. It's missing one there. But pretty much any of the Trifari in this color pattern, the mosaics one does pretty good. And there's the signature on there. It would have brought a lot more if it hadn't been missing that chunk because they do really well. Marvella is another one that's not usually overly, expensive, but
That's
I don't
unique.
it is unique. I just don't know that I would have picked it up thinking that. I just probably would not have.
Are these
I tried to,
items that are things that sold in the last 90 days, or are you
yep,
doing a longer? Oh, okay.
nope, 90 days. Here's the Hattie Carnegie. Of course, we might give Hattie another look, but still one we could find because it's
I
pretty
love
plain.
that one. It's beautiful.
It is very pretty. Here's another Lucinda one that's got it's on the little pin or on the little paper, and it's you could definitely walk right by this one. I probably have, in fact. Here's another haggler. Granted, our chances of finding these in the wild are probably a lot less, but they were really cool and they brought good money, so I thought I would try them. Here's a lunch at the Ritz Christmas one, and it's pretty small. Little bitty one. And for lunch at the Ritz, it's not very extravagant either. So I thought that was pretty good. Here's another different one from Lucinda, $394. That's crazy to me. Here's a Haskell. Look how small it is. It's still got the tag on it too. Back's different too. Would you have known that
Wow.
was her signature?
Heck, I would have never guessed that.
I wouldn't have known that.
That's obviously a new one.
MHNY. I would never have known that. That was a good learning tool for us. I had no idea. Here's a Lawrence Verba for Suzanne. Suzanne loves Lawrence Verba.
Well, between Hagler and Verba, I love them, but I'll tell you what, I'd rather spend that on a piece that I can wear every day instead of on Christmas. I'm not really into spending $400 on a brooch or something like that for Christmas.
That's seasonal. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't own any jewelry, so I wouldn't know how that feels, but I thought this one was really cool. And I don't know that when I first look at that, I would have thought Christmas tree right away. I don't really know why I wouldn't, but I didn't. So I thought that was a really neat piece.
That's
And it doesn't really look like much. So we have to know what to ask. And I'm sure I messed Nikki Butler. So there were several Nikki Butlers that sold in this price range. That's another one I don't think I would have caught. Sometimes we see that new 925 and the India or the China, and we just think it's, nope, sometimes it's really good. So that one I would never have guessed, and there was lots of them in that brand. So I was like, wow. This one I thought was super cool. I don't know about $400 cool, but it was cool. So this one was a lot of 4, but it kind of maybe shows, I think that these two are probably the money makers on this. The Halloween and the Christmas.
Carrie, what are
This one.
Lucinda
So that's
Are those plastic? The Lucinda? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks.
So
and
much
that's
so
kind of
that right when I first started selling jewelry, I got a whole lot of them, and I was really mad that I got like a preschool project in the mail for my brooches, and I threw them all in the garbage.
No.
Well, and I
They're
still don't really keep them. I don't sell them very often, but I would the holiday ones.
Wow.
they are actually like paper, like cardstock and resin.
Wow.
They're not really plastic.
They
Hmm.
feel like, yeah, they feel cheap, and they feel like they feel like plastic.
Wow.
They are resin, but yeah, I agree they're resin, but they do feel like plastic. So I thought that they were I just thought they were junk. So threw them all in the garbage.
It's,
Oh,
she kind of had a cool story where she was homeless and she was looking for something to make money on, and she went in a dumpster, but I think behind Michael's or one of the craft stores, and started pulling stuff out, and there was tiny pieces of cardstock and stuff, and she started just being crafty and created several of them and started selling them and making money that way. And then she created this business as she got bigger and pulled in other homeless women to make money for themselves.
and I
So
think
it's
they
kind of
have
a
a
neat
line of that, don't
story.
they? They have a line that was for homeless advocacy, or it was something with the homeless women advocacy. There's a line of
Yeah.
Household Lucinda that's that way. Yep.
Yep.
While I'm thinking of it, I don't know that I had anything tremendous in the last week, so but this more. So that's that brooch that sold, and that guy messaged me back just now about so that sold this morning.
Was he okay with it?
He wanted to see where they're missing at, and I told him that I'd work with him on price if he still wanted it, because it was my fault that I missed it. And I have another one exactly like it, the exact same brooch. I should just try to find it for him.
That's
I don't see
great.
one
Yeah.
as you're quickly scrolling through, so must not be obvious.
It was when I pulled it out this morning, it wasn't obvious. I had it in my hand, so it was my fault. But it was yeah, $380. So I'm hoping he'll still want it, even I don't know. I don't know if he will or not. Regardless, hopefully he'll still want
Re-
it, and I can just refund him some.
Regardless, he's getting it.
Yeah, he's gonna get it. That's the way it is. Yep. But I think that was my best sale this week. But all right. I
Well,
did have a 26 item
I
order.
I sold an amber bracelet that I bought at a jewelry show, like a gem and jewelry show. So I paid up for it, and this was a while back, and it sold. And then I guess it didn't fit the person, so they returned it, and I resold it again. But I paid $70 for this thing and sold it for 111, so I made a whopping $12 on it. But it's gone. It's been sold twice. I don't have a deal with it anymore, and I know better than to pay that much for any piece that I'm
Was
not
that
sure
the
about.
same one that you got that other really cool amber piece at? You had another really cool amber piece.
Yeah, the etched one with the
Yeah.
woman and
Hmm.
reversed etch intaglio. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
that was a cool one.
I've had a couple pieces that have lingered because I had high prices on them. Anybody else have any really good sales or interesting sales? We always like to see them too.
I got a sale that
Or go
that had
ahead.
happened. This weekend I went to an estate sale that had a lot of very high end and like three different grades of jewelry, and I ended up buying a bunch of pieces, and one sold within minutes. I think I got a Chinese buyer that's monitoring my account or something. But
They monitor all of our accounts, Larry. Just know that they all do.
yeah,
They're everywhere all the time.
can you guys see this?
Oh yeah, that's way underpriced. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
Hey, Larry, was it me? Did I buy it? Was it? I don't think it was me.
No, I went to a Chinese buyer.
It could have been me. Yeah,
Uh,
those are very, very nice stones.
yeah. And what should I have listed this for? Like 80? 120?
100?
Oh,
I would have
geez.
been in the 100 range. I would have been
Wow.
about, I probably would have put it 129 and then
Well,
taken an offer.
for what it's worth, I got two more kind of similar. They're not listener, but I ended up buying about 6 or 7 listener things. I got 6 Swarovski. One is a necklace and 3 sets of earrings. My total buy cost was around $8 a piece, but
Excellent.
I did fairly
Nice.
well. In the meantime, I'd love to get some feedback on a listing if you guys would indulge me.
Sure.
This is a brooch. I've shown this to you guys before about 2 months ago. This was
Yeah.
on a jacket. It was pinned to a jacket in a closet where nobody else was looking, and I pulled it off and got it for $6.
Hmm.
It's not. I'm not. I only had like 8 views. Just this morning, my price was 425, so I lowered the price by like $75. But these are not rhinestones, so I didn't put rhinestone in the title. But there are
What
rhinestones.
are they?
I don't know.
Are they
They're
cold?
yeah, they're definitely
Oh,
glass. There's no backing.
I just call it a rhinestone.
Then why wouldn't they be rhinestones? Because
Yeah.
rhinestone just means cut glass.
Yeah, just call them rhinestones.
Okay. So
Right, Lynn? They're rhinestones,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
and
Yeah.
these are faceted rhinestones. I've got faceted. I've got this shape going on. I've got this molded glass thing going on with these flower looking things, of which there's one, two, there's 3 of those.
Yeah, they're definitely, are those pillowcase ones? They're not quite.
No.
No, not quite.
So
They're unique.
what would be a good
I would
title for
say
this?
molded. I would
Mhm.
put like molded in the title, rhinestones. Um, Suzanne, is this price you think appropriate for Hattie? Are you
Hattie's
still
all
in
over the
here?
place.
Yeah, I saw some from
Oh, she's
100
on the
to like
phone.
$600, and the ones that were getting the $400 to $600 were colorful like this.
Are the white milk glass guys? Or no? Or just white rhinestone?
Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Okay. Well, you can look and
Milk
see if
gla- milk
they
gla-
had even
yeah,
sell with that. If not, then don't with that. But
Milk glass just means white glass.
yeah. I don't know. I think
You put colorful. Well, I was gonna say multicolor, but
Caddy,
I don't
Carnegie,
know.
rhinestone brooch, and then yeah, large, and maybe put the molded or whatever after that. And
Yeah, it's like it's 3
Maybe
inches, but
maybe put 3 inches in the title because that seems like large or the word large. Just
I got
to
large in there.
I
But
think
I'm
it's overpriced. Like
okay.
just looking
yeah,
at the
yeah.
sold comps,
Right.
you price it right because there's a huge set that looks about like it that's sold for 125 for the set. And then there's another one that looks similar. It sold for 60, but it was probably underpriced a little bit.
Right.
125. There seems to be like 125. I think you're more in the 199 range versus 399 range.
Okay,
349.
great.
But it's a very nice
her
piece.
super high price ones are those usually like the figural ones, or like they're like funny or like animals or something.
There aren't a lot of really high priced ones, to be honest with you.
Oh, okay.
Like
Larry, I
hundreds.
would
Price
put
for Hattie.
rhinestones in there.
I'm sorry, what?
Yeah, for sure.
I'd put
Yeah.
rhinestones
Yeah,
in your
yeah,
title.
yeah,
That might bring in more money or more views.
yeah. Well, I'm gonna let it ride at 349 because I've had it at 425 for a while. I've got like 4 watchers, so there's people interested in it, but it's probably too expensive. But with only 8 views, my title's wrong and my price is wrong or something.
Price.
Yeah,
And a lot of people watching it, I guarantee are other sellers wanting to know if you're going to get it.
yeah.
You could
I do
probably
it all the
bring it
time.
down to 249 and take a $200 offer because if you
Okay.
drop it
That's what I-
$100, it's gonna bring
Yeah,
That's what
yeah.
I would
more
do.
views.
All right. Well, thank you, folks.
It's a very
Mhm.
nice brooch either way, especially
Yeah,
for
I
a
know.
gift.
I was very excited with this. In fact, I had a little bit of an incident. I don't know if I mentioned this. My hands were full in this estate sale. I had all kinds of stuff. This brooch and another brooch went into the pocket of the jacket, and I didn't notice it until the next day that I stole this thing. And I went back. I saw the lady the following weekend at an estate sale, and I handed her the $12 that I would have been charged, and her whole staff just melted. It was great. It's like, wow, boy, that's honesty. It's like, man, I was feeling guilty because I listed it for 4.25, but anyway,
And you didn't mean to, like that could
yeah,
happen to, that can happen to any of it. I mean,
yeah,
it's one of those things that happens. You don't
yeah.
mean to.
And this is a woman I'm working on trying to be both a pre and a back end buyer for jewelry. She hates selling jewelry, and so at an estate sale I was at last weekend, I think it was, or the week before. She mentioned to my wife that somebody just stole $100 brooch or watch or something. And I kind of heard that, and I came over and I said, "Hey, this problem goes away if you let me buy it beforehand." And I
Good answer.
yeah, well, we'll see. I don't know. I had a question.
Nicole. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, Carrie. So I put out an ad on Facebook for golf clubs, and I'm asking them. I mentioned that I have fair prices and I'm honest and I'm whatever. And this guy reaches out to me and he tells me what he's got, and I run the math and I give him an offer. And he wrote back and he says, "You lowballing SOB. This is what you're a thief. What is this, right?" And before I could even respond to him, he blocked me. And I know I can't please everybody, but I just felt so bad that somebody would feel that way with an offer. It wasn't a particularly lowball offer, but do you run into that with your stuff when?
Oh yeah. I mean, you're never going to please everybody all the time,
Yeah.
but
What I
sometimes
did
people
do,
are
I
just that way.
modified the ad and I basically said, fair market value, considering my time and effort that has to go into,
Oh, I don't even do
refurbishing
all
and
that.
repairing, trying to,
You're sounding very salesman-y, Larry.
That's fine.
yeah.
Take all that out, buddy. It's fine, and just keep on keeping on
Yeah,
about that
take it
joke.
out.
All right,
Yep.
thanks.
Yeah,
When I hear
you're having a
somebody
bad
trying to tell
day.
me
No
how
one should
honest,
react like that.
when I hear people tell me how honest they are, I usually just assume they're not.
Okay,
It's a salesman-y thing.
right.
Mhm.
Thanks.
Yep. We know you are, but all right. Is this Nicole's? This must be Nicole's.
Yeah,
Yes.
it sold in like 2 minutes. I'm like, dang it. And it's not, they're
You're
not,
not supposed to think,
It's
dang it.
fine.
You're supposed to just think it was good, because that would never even been priced at $39.99 in my store.
Nope,
Somebody just wanted
you
it.
got way over market, so just be happy.
You did. That's way
seriously,
over market.
because I went into your store, like I stock your store, and you've got these gorgeous green rhinestone snowflake star earrings that I cannot believe how low you have them for. And I'm like, what?
But my stuff sells super fast usually too.
And that's one of the pitfalls of selling jewelry is you kind of get, at least I get in the mindset that's like, this is so pretty, it should be worth more. Because
And
it's
I
so
don't. I go
pretty.
strictly off sold
And
comps.
you,
I go
yeah,
strictly off sold comps.
yep, and you don't do that at all.
But I
Strictly
did.
off sold comps.
I went off sold comps. That's why
And
my,
it sold fast, right? Which is
yeah,
what we want.
I went to a Chinese buyer.
So what's wrong with it? You got what you wanted. You did comps and you got it. Good job. Woo.
That's what's supposed to happen when things all go right.
Nice.
Thanks.
Yay, be happy. Smile.
Complain about good sales. That's a good thing.
No, I'm not complaining. I second guess myself when it goes fast because I'm like, oh, I didn't.
Keyword mesh will bring in right now. That keyword mesh, I guarantee you, is probably what brought in people
Okay.
right away. They have that keyword saved
Really?
and they will hop on it right away. It's that mesh. Yep.
Yeah, I would have
Mesh and the give rate together. Yeah.
great.
Yep. I agree.
And there's someone
I
who
think
got
that was-
basically those earrings plus brooch for only 47. So that's why I said you got like over market. Like you're good. You did really good. So Yahoo.
I think you did really good too. Yep.
Yay, thank you. Now I feel better about my Delizer donkey. Because the last one sold for that one $69.99 and mine sold for $39. Something about that $39.99
Did you
price.
make a good profit on it? That's all that matters.
True. True.
Ta-da. Oh, smile again. Ta-da.
In Jaden's ice cream scooper box.
I think it's perfect. I don't even apologize for the boxes as long as it's not like, as long as it doesn't have ice cream in it, it's all good.
Yeah, no, it didn't.
Agree.
It did not have ice cream in it.
Yeah,
I think
I got
Catherine
a.
was
I
always
I told this one buyer, if he could put it in a box, the last one he shipped was had 3 broken pieces in it. And I kind of think the pieces were broken before he put them in there. So I just had, it was a way for me to tell him there was broken pieces in the last lot. So put this in a box. So he puts it, I said, just a lightweight box would be better than just a poly mailer. And he put it in a hostess box. So that was his lightweight box and taped it all up.
Smell
I mean, that's
good?
why I shipped it.
Oh,
Smell good though, I bet.
Yeah.
you get crushed.
Yeah.
That's really thin cardboard or
yeah, Hostess
cardstock,
doesn't
right?
isn't known for their sturdy boxes.
No.
Exactly.
Time for a new seller.
Catherine, you had
Oh,
questions?
I was just going to show you a sale.
Okay.
Share my screen. I got this in a whatnot purchase. The starting bid was $5 and nobody else bid on it. And I was like, what? That totally looks like Bakelite. And I know the polka dot ones sell for good money. And it had these like darker areas on the back, like almost like a stain. And it had some scratches on the top. Or you can see in the pictures here.
I love that. I would totally wear that, Catherine.
I know, it's so cool.
Yes.
I knew it would sell pretty quickly though. See the scratches on there? And it still sold for 107.
Wow.
I had somebody offer
Very
me
nice.
20 and they said, would you take 20? And I said no. And within a couple of hours it had sold for full price. So
Nice job.
Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right. In
good
the
job.
do you know what the key word for those are? Injection. Those are injection Bakelite bangles.
oh,
Action.
good to know. I didn't have that in there.
Yeah, a lot of people don't, but I think it just helps if they sit for a while to have the injection Bakelite.
Yeah.
But yes, the polka dot ones are good. All right, Mindy had her hand up, I think.
Yeah, I just wanted to share something. I know we were talking about buying good inventory and making sure it sells, but this is an example of having something for, I think I've had it for about 6 months, and you just really need to get the right buyer, I guess. I was really regretting the buy, but I'll share my screen. But this sold yesterday or the day before. I shipped it out yesterday. It's just this like handmade necklace. It actually came with a bracelet, but when I lifted up the bracelet, all the beads just fell. So it just so I have the necklace and the earrings, and then I have extra beads. So and someone was like, I've been eyeing this for a while, and can I send you an offer? And I said, send me an offer. And I think I had it listed for 150 and they offered me 110 and I said yes. So
What kind of clasp is on that?
it's like a button, I guess.
Oh, that, okay, that's the
Yeah,
clasp.
that's the class is like a button. So yeah, I just thought it was interesting, you know. You never know. I mean,
Definitely a Poshmark thing. What I think that was probably good you had it on Poshmark.
yeah.
Yeah,
That's
I
probably
agree.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean
It has a,
this is an older one, so I don't have all my stuff listed over on eBay yet from Poshmark, um but yeah, I
it
guess it's
has,
just an example of you just got to find the right buyer, I guess, you know, like nobody else was liking it. So I just thought I'd share that. And so it was a good sale.
yeah, it has that Miriam Haskell vibe.
Mhm.
Yeah. And it's really delicate. Like it's like I don't know what it is, if they're seeds or what they are. I don't know. It's like very delicate. So
Very
I'll show
nice.
you a Coro I've never seen before that I thought was a fake because I'd never seen one before, but What do I know? Because it was. And then also this was I went to a jewelry sale Thursday, and the lady ahead of me was bragging about how much she knows all about Trifari, and she was going to go look for just Trifari and everything. And she was literally in front of me and walked right by this set on the table, and it sold immediately for $150 and paid for everything I bought that day.
Is it marked Trifari?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
And she walked right by it. Okay.
She didn't know to pick it up. There was so much all over the tables, and I saw it and said, "Oh, look, there's a birthday cake. There's a birthday set." Picked it right up. And very loudly announced what a great Trifari this was to Rowdy, who was standing behind me.
I love that about you.
Only way to do
I
it.
see. I had the chance to buy one of them too on Facebook Marketplace, and the lady would not ship it. Just like
I hate
she's
when
not
that
too far
happens
from
when they
me
won't ship. I'm like, oh.
for 25 bucks.
That, and I only paid $5 for the set, so perfect. That was great. And yeah, I'm glad I was staying there. But this was in a broken lot on eBay. And I'm guessing it's because they thought that it was missing the other part on the side, but it was a slide, so it would have something that goes right through there. But I saw it and I knew it would still sell. It was full of gold. That whole lot was full of gold filled stuff. The whole entire lot was just full of it. This is a Coro, and I've never seen a necklace like this for Coro. And so I saw the clasp and I thought, oh, somebody replaced the clasp on this glass beaded necklace. That's what I thought, but I looked it up and it's Coro. So
Wow.
I've never seen one like that.
That's a
I
bit
never
bigger
get Coro.
Coro than they usually have.
Yeah,
And
like
it sold right
they're
away.
using Murano beads.
Huh.
It sold within a day. So
Hey, Carrie, that slider thing, how did you know what it was when you had it? Because you didn't have the entirety of it. I guess
I
you.
just know what they look like. Yeah, it's a Victorian slider thing. Yeah, you could put it they use it for watches, and they'd use them for they'd put them around their neck. They would have a thing that goes right there.
You've seen one before that has the thing that goes through.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep.
That would have been sitting in my pile, oh, I don't know what it is, but it's cool forever.
Nope. Because even from the back, you can tell what it's for.
Huh. Interesting. Okay.
I could have probably got more out of it since it sold right away, but it was fine because I got it in a junk lot. This one was missing a bunch of stones and it sold right away. It was missing quite a few stones, if I remember. Yeah, 1, 2, 3. It sold right away. It doesn't really even look like it wasn't even that pretty. It was in that whole lot that I got from that lady that had a bunch. So I have 3 more just like it. So she had 3 or 4 of everything that I bought. So, and I don't know, hopefully maybe the other ones aren't missing stones, but I ended up with under a couple dollars in each, way under a couple, maybe $1 in each one of those things. So that was a good buy. All right. Larry's going to go sell some golf clubs.
Have a good day, folks.
Yep.
See you, Larry.
Bye, Larry.
I'm always afraid to buy Bakelite on Whatnot because I'm always afraid they don't know what they're talking about. But that one I probably would have bought anyway because it's cool looking.
And she didn't say it was Bakelite. I don't think she knew it was Bakelite. She just said polka dot bangle bracelet, and I'm like, that looks like the polka dot.
It would have sold anyway just because it was neat looking.
Yeah, even scratched up. So I was like, all right.
Yeah, because it kind of looked like it could have been a Schultz, but there wasn't a signature on it.
No.
Yeah, those are cool. I like those. I only find them in ugly colors though, and yours was pretty. I always find them in asparagus.
Avocado. The avocado and the orange.
Yep, I don't ever find them in the pretty colors. And I don't even trust them when they run the semi-chrome thing on them, because if they're smokers or it's been around smokers or it's dirty, it's gonna test like that anyway.
I did do the semi-chrome on it, but I cleaned it first, and it was just
smell it.
And yeah, and it was an immediate reaction with the semi-chrome, and then I rubbed it, and yeah.
When I left that bag of Bakelite buttons in my car that one time. The sun was baking on it all day, and I got in my car. I was like, oh my gosh, my whole car just reeked of formaldehyde. Artificially warmed them up, I guess. I was like, oh my goodness, what is that smell? I'm like, oh, it's my buttons. I don't know if I ever sold those buttons.
Oh my God, y'all, I've been on a spending freeze, but I bought something. It's my new toy and I'm so excited about it and I have to share it with you. I was watching Janine's Slow Happy Vintage, and she uses this ultrasonic cleaner called by Tack Life, because I had almost electrocuted myself with the old one that I had. So I just gave it up, but I bought this one. Oh my God. It's amazing. You guys, like, no more scrubbing, no more verdigris. Like it, okay. But if it's really, really, really bad verdigris, like then it's like a goner. But this thing,
You can't use them on rhinestones. That's my
if
problem.
they're open back, you can, and they don't have foil.
I would still be careful depending on how old they are.
I
They'll
did.
pop out. Yeah.
But it was so much, it's so much fun. Like it's now I don't have, I know, Carrie, I know you don't like to clean, but I'm telling
I
you,
clean
Yeah,
my
I
stuff.
always
Why do
buy
people always say I
stuff. I
don't clean
don't
my
know.
stuff? I clean my stuff. My stuff is now gross. So just if it's
See,
got a lot of verdigris in it, I'm not gonna sit there and chip it all day, and that's for sure.
you don't have to with this thing.
And you can't
It's
use pearls in it though, can you?
You
no,
can't do
no,
pearls. You can't do regular rhinestones.
no
So
foil back. You can do open back. And if it has like a plastic, like I had this Trifari, like with this acrylic plastic beads, like one had already fallen off, but I could just glue it back. Like that's easy. But you got to get the cleaner that she uses too. Like I totally copied her. I got the Shine Bright cleaner. You got to wear gloves because it's heavy duty stuff. But I'm telling you, man, you pull it, you take it out, 180 seconds, dip it in some water, and just lay it out to dry, and you're done. Everything comes out sparkly and beautiful, and I can't wait to
I
try.
felt the same love affair, Nicole, until I ruined a few $high items, and then I retired my ultrasonic cleaner to never see the light of day again.
Oh,
I ruined a few
I don't
really
know.
expensive
I don't
items.
like chores. No, thank you. I'm happy for you. They're happy.
They
Thank
do
you.
too. When they come out of those things, they look so pretty. And I rusted something once because I didn't dry it right away.
Yeah, I've
Careful
had a
about
few experiments, a few flops, and I did that on purpose because I wanted to see how it would handle, because Lord knows I got a bunch of junk that I can test it on. But
What about fine jewelry? Have you tried that?
yes, it works
Okay.
great.
Came out okay?
Fabulous.
Because I don't clean my rings enough, and I always think they look so dirty. With when they have
glasses. I always like mine for cleaning my glasses.
Yeah, it's good for that too.
Yeah, but if you have plastic on your sides, how can you use it? That would ruin the glasses, wouldn't it?
I haven't had any problem, but I'm not saying it couldn't. No.
Yeah, I do
That's
the
what they
same
put
thing.
That's what they put them
Mine
in
are
at the eye
plastic.
doctor. They put them in ultrasonic cleaner when they come back and your eyes, the glasses are all beautiful. They put them in ultrasonic cleaner.
I'm telling you, I need that because my glasses are always dirty.
Mine too.
Mine are too,
I
but your
have-
a diamond ring like that should be fine.
Yeah,
That's what they do. Like
my
when you take
husband
them.
uses it for cleaning razors because they're nasty.
Yep.
It was so fun watching the water going clear, and then you add it's called Shine Bright, and it gives it like a teeny tiny blue tint, but it's still really clear. And then by the time I'm done, that water is black. It is nasty. And you pour it out in the sink and you're like, oh my God, you didn't even know half of that existed on the pieces. So fun. Sorry, I get excited about that kind of stuff.
So do you
I'm
think
telling you,
that
I
it's
was all
just the
about it.
Shine Bright, or do you think it's just the machine?
It's definitely like a combo, because I don't think the cheap Amazon solution that I was using with the old one would work as well. And I don't know if this Shine Bright is a little too heavy. Like maybe I could use the not as strong stuff on other pieces, because it might be a little bit too much. Because it says it's designed for use with steel media, burnishing compound, descaling compound. Like Larry probably knows this industrial stuff, but I just wanted to do exactly what she did because I watched her video, her cleaning video. Yeah, because I've watched yours like 10 times, Lynn, and I'm not going to sit there and pick with the toothpick and the picky and the ice pick I'm done with that. I don't want to pick anymore.
I don't blame you. I hate doing it too.
I have a question.
Maybe I'll try the Shine Bright on with my regular cleaner and let you know.
Okay. Cool. Keep me
I
posted.
wonder if I could get an opinion on something jewelry related.
Absolutely.
For sure.
Okay. I'll share my screen again. Okay. So I have this. I've had it for a while. As a matter of fact, one of these pink stones came loose, and somebody mentioned gluing. What kind of glue do you use? I've never repaired anything, so.
Is the back open? Like, what's the back look like?
It doesn't look
They are-
open, no.
They are open.
Mhm.
I don't think so.
Yeah, you see the
There
green.
they are.
Yeah.
They're open.
I mean, you could glue around
Yeah.
the edges if you want. I mean, because it's not like super expensive, so I feel like it's not like some. I don't know. I don't do. I don't really do it, but I think it should be fine. What do you guys
Like,
think?
is there a special type of glue that you use for?
Yeah, Lynn's got
I-
hers, I think.
I use GS Hypo Cement, and it's got a real fine point on it. So you can like glue rhinestones in with it.
Okay.
And you can get around that edge and it'll be easier to control. But then there's E6000 that works good too, but it's thicker and more gel-like and gets everywhere.
Yeah, the one you
Okay.
have looks way better for that project for sure.
So it's GS Hypo Cement, is that what you said?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
I put it in the chat.
Oh, okay. And then how would you describe these pink stones? Like what are they?
Oh,
I think
faux opal.
opal. I think that I don't
Faux opal.
faux opal, yeah. I was gonna say I think it's like plastic.
Call them
So,
foiled,
Yeah.
or I call them foiled. They look like foiled
Or
foiled.
confetti or
confetti. Yeah.
Is it a 50s bracelet, guys?
Yeah.
Mm,
Looks
I
like-
would
60s maybe.
Okay.
I would have said 60s, but yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
But I don't think people are typing it in the search 50s
Yeah.
bracelet to find that, you know.
This
And
is an
not
old
designer
listing.
either. If it's not signed, I don't put things or designer.
Yeah, is it designer? I don't think it was it? Is it signed?
I'll have to double check.
If it's not signed, you don't
I
put
can't put
designer, 'cause
designer,
that means
right?
it's signed. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Mindy.
This is an old listing, so this is very old. So I know I have to fix it, but
Yeah, you just put like vintage rhinestone bracelet, gold. Sorry, right, can't talk green, pink, or faux opal, or
yeah.
hash market doesn't matter. You could put faux opal, I think.
Some people do like the confetti lucite.
Well, is it
too. Some
confetti?
people put
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, throw it in there.
has a little flex in it, you know.
There's no confetti police.
Hey, Mindy, I don't know anything, especially not as anywhere near as much as Carrie and Lynn, but just wanted to tell you, I used to use the hypo cement and it gets everywhere. It's very stringy. And I switched to the Gorilla Glue gel. And you take a little toothpick and you just stick it in there and it works really, really good for rhinestones.
That's
and
what I use. Make sure it's the gel.
the gel, yep. Yeah.
It'll turn yellow eventually.
Mine hasn't, really?
And I was just reading something,
Over
if like you're
time.
if the person's outside for like a super long time and you're like super gluing stuff like that, it could like unglue.
It'll come out.
Yep.
That's not meant for jewelry. There's a reason it's not meant for jewelry.
Oh, wow.
I would use that hypo cement because it's not going to yellow on you. But yeah, because if it reacts with the heat, the rhinestones will start popping out and then they won't like you anymore.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that. Okay. Don't listen to
Not
me.
usually.
When you like glue something together, do you disclose that in your listing?
Always.
I mean, on
Actually,
that one, if
when-
you
if you-
can't tell if you really, really can't tell, because I feel like with that one, even I could make it like fit in there. So if
I wouldn't. Would you, Lynn? I think it's fine.
Okay.
You repaired it and it looks good. you know, I try to wipe off any excess glue, and the glue is clear, so
And because it's the original
I
stone,
don't
if you're
see.
replacing stones, then yeah, I would disclose it. But if it's the same stone that just popped down, you're popping it back in.
Right, right. Okay,
Yeah, I think you're fine.
thanks.
It's when you get somebody that's like globbed together rhinestones and they're all misset and they're the wrong color and they're turning yellow now and yeah. But I'm not big into repairing, but everything I've read and seen about it, like if it's not meant for jewelry or for things like that, I would not use it for that.
Yeah, I just learned that yesterday because it was someone asking if they could just glue the back of a clip-on earring on, and the lady was like, "No, we have to solder it." And I was reading the whole thing. I was like, "Oh, that makes sense. It would just pop off."
They'll
No,
just start popping off.
yeah.
Yep.
Do you think Janine
I-
knows that it turns yellow eventually? I mean, she doesn't say anything about getting returns from customers or whatever.
I think it would take a
She's more of
while.
a collect-
So.
She's also a
Yeah,
very much more of a collector.
Okay, good
it's
to know.
not like in 30 days it's gonna change color. It's over time it will.
Well,
You know
does it?
how you always see the nasty yellow glue that's left on
That
that
didn't
old
happen right
jewelry?
away. That happened
Yeah,
because they used the wrong glue and it's a year later and now it looks like that. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Which is a big deal, I guess, that people are just like flipping them at the flea market. But if you're having a store and you want people to keep coming back, they'll remember where they got that from. Yeah.
So Lynn, how do you deal with the stringies from the hypo cement? Because mine gets everywhere and it's strings and it's like spider webs and all in my hair and it's like it should be a meme.
First,
Okay, honey.
well, first of all, you got to only put a little bit on. You just barely squeeze the tube and it'll start coming out. You just let it come out on its own. And
Okay.
then you touch the spot you need it on, you touch the surface so it adheres to the surface, and then you just pull it away real quick. It breaks that string. You just
Okay.
got to work with it a little bit to figure out a technique that works for you. But
Okay.
if you just sit there and go like this, it's gonna string, you know, but it's not as bad as a lot of glues I've used over the years as
Okay.
far as stringing. It's not like your glue guns. Oh my God.
Oh yeah, those are terrible.
I feel like you should do like a comedy YouTube channel, Nicole.
I know.
Bears. Like
I'll make a lot more
I'm
money.
good at that. Thank you everyone for joining Jewelry Call. See you next week.